हाय गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीवन। आई होप ऑल ऑफ यू गाइज आर डूइंग वेल। तो आज हम अपनी आंसर राइटिंग सीरीज़ जो हम कर रहे थे कंटिन्यू करेंगे एंड टुवर्ड्स द एंड ऑफ दिस ईयर 2023 आई एम गोइंग टू कम अप विद a lot of answer writing videos so that you can practice a lot for your attempt of UPSC. And today what we are going to discuss is we are going to discuss a GS1 question. This is a very general question for sure on a very important topic which probably questions are coming every year from, and this question is on climate change from UPSC 2023, this year's mains exam only from GS1. Alright, so this question is here, I have provided it. I am going to discuss a framework, important framework that I have developed for you to use for UPSC mains answer writing, and I am going to actually write the answer in front of you, and I will also try to time it so that you can get an understanding or an idea of how to actually do live answer writing when you are doing UPSC preparation. Now, when I was preparing for UPSC, I gave 3 attempts, and in these 3 attempts, I consistently improved my score in GS from almost 300 to 450 plus. And the reason for that was obviously I had more knowledge also, but apart from that I did a lot of answer writing practice. That is very, very important. Without practice, without actually bleeding, without practice, without actually sweating in the field, sweating in the peacetime, you cannot otherwise avoid bleeding in the wartime. That is the saying that goes. So here I will try to show you how you can practice and be prepared for the mains so that you bleed less, so that you actually perform well in the final exam. So the question is, discuss the consequences of climate change on the food security in tropical countries. Very simple, 150 words, 10 marks, time wise. Time wise, how much time you have? Realistically 6 to 7 minutes only max. If you know you have good content, give not more than 8 minutes. Okay. Now before I actually go into the answer writing, I will show you the framework. The framework is basically around 3 main things, 3 main concepts, which is keyword, context and demand. In every question of UPSC there are 3 things. Number 1 is the keywords that are there in the question that are important, that you need to understand. You need to understand the overall context of the question, that what is the overall background in which the question has been asked by UPSC, so that you can answer it well. And then finally you need to understand the demand of the question. What does it want from you? What do you need to answer exactly in order to get marks? Okay. So now here the keywords. What are the keywords? The keywords are very simple. Consequences is one keyword. Climate change obviously is the second. On food security is the third, the important ones. And tropical countries, specifically it is asking for tropical countries. So you have to give examples. From this keyword you can understand that you have to give examples in your answer also, because it is very specific about a certain region. So these are the main keywords. I have written them down so that I can now understand what are the main demands of the question eventually. What is the context? Context is climate change and its impact. Basically, whenever we are studying any question like this, we have to understand what are the overall most important topic there, and this is the climate change. This is the context in which the question is asked. The keywords are these. What is the demand? Obviously, the demand is that in this particular question, UPSC wants you to provide a list or provide analysis around the topic climate change and its consequences on food security in tropical countries. So the demand is they want an analysis, because the word discuss is used. So discuss means discuss or present in front of the examiner on the piece of paper various aspects. Like, if you want to know the meaning of discuss, is simply when you are talking to someone and you are brainstorming various things. You are talking about various aspects, various different sides of a topic. So here also in the answer, the examiner is expecting you to discuss or to talk about various sides or various aspects, or to present various aspects of how climate change consequences of, what are the consequences of climate change going to be on the food security in tropical countries. Okay, so this is how you can break down long difficult questions. This is how you can practice, so that when you are actually doing the actual answer writing in the paper, if you go with this kind of practice, it will become very easy for you to do. Okay, so now let's go ahead and actually answer the question, so that you can see how I would answer this particular question if I had it in front of me. I'll start the timer just in case, but obviously this is just a rough timer. So first, in 2-3 lines, the introduction, very simple. You can even go directly to the answer, but here I will give a line. Poses significant threats to food security in tropical countries. Now, if you want to save time, since you have good content, you can directly say in the following ways. Nothing wrong with that. You can always directly come to the question. This serves as the linking statement introduction for this particular question, which I have described in my book also. But here I am directly coming, or you can give a proper introduction. Climate change poses significant threats to food security in tropical countries, affecting agriculture, ecosystems and livelihoods. And then you can go into the question answer, the rest of the body. Okay, but here, because it's only 150 words, 10 marks, less time, I will go directly into the answer, because the main marks you're going to get in the body. Change in so obviously one of the consequence of climate change has been patterns of rainfalls have changed, altered precipitation patterns, including changes in timing and intensity of rainfall, can impact crop growth and water availability. For example, see how it is very easy for any examiner to follow my answer. So if you write it in that way, it becomes very easy. In sub-Saharan Africa, droughts caused by climate change has led to destruction of maize and wheat crops, and also poor yields. Okay, now second point. Extreme weather events. This is the second point. Now here almost you have already consumed 30-40 words, 30 words, so that way you can write 3-4 points. So sometimes you don't have to explain too much. You want to explain less and write to the point. More extreme weather events like hurricanes, cyclones, floods, etc. have led to soil erosion and loss of agriculture infrastructure. Okay, and then you can give example also. For example, hurricanes, untimely cyclones, in eastern India, have impacted many crop patterns. Rising sea level can result in loss of coastal agriculture and reducing arable land productivity. Intrusion into coastal areas. See, so like this I'm giving very different points. The main thing that also leads to good marks in mains is that each point should be different, so that the examiner has some sort of a incentive, and also he understands that you are giving different kind of points. So he or she, the examiner who is examining your copy, will be happy to see various different points. Of course, it should be related, it cannot be random. Okay, then other examples you can give. I want you to finish this answer, but other examples you can give is shifts in pests and diseases, impact on fisheries, impact on holder farmers, and sometimes you can't explain so much, so you can directly write your points and leave them as be, because obviously you don't have so much time as to explain each point. Okay, and then you have to provide the conclusion. Don't write conclusion, but you have to provide the conclusion. You don't have to write the word conclusion when you are writing the conclusion. So now you can write the conclusion that adaptation to such events and mitigating their impact is key to enabling food security in tropical countries. For this, water management, sustainable agriculture practices, promotion of resilient crop varieties such as millets, and international cooperation should be promoted. Okay, that is how you will write the conclusion, and that is how you will address this question. I hope this session was good and you learned something new about answer writing. If you have any doubts, let me know. More than happy to answer them for you.